Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a guest tonight.
Nope.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Gee,
It was,
I'm about to say it breaks my heart almost right there. No, but
yeah. Maybe
it
another
don't bother
time.
me.
Maybe another time. Maybe another time. I mean, it's kind of like when people say yes, they're going to be on our show, and we just hope they're going to be, and then they don't. Something maybe have come up, and,
And this would have
I
been the
mean,
first guest
yeah,
that we've actually ever tried to have.
you're right.
And I don't know if I'm ever asking anybody again now.
We're done. No, just kidding. Something may have come up, and we don't know anything just as of yet. And we hope everything's okay with her. And
Yeah.
we wish her, the best of luck. And but we're gonna talk about the Conjuring House a little bit because if you haven't heard the news, guess what? Somebody swooped in and paid the mortgage off on the Conjuring House, and it is not going to auction on the 31st. It is done and paid for. Now, as of this time right now, the buyer is remaining anonymous. We don't know who bought it or anything like that. And I guess it'll still be a while before we really figure it out who it's going to be.
If we ever find out at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. We were hoping that the right people would get a hold of it, and maybe that was their way. Of course, the bank who was holding the foreclosure was going to put it up for auction, and somebody came in and said, "Hey, I'll just pay all that back mortgage, and I'll just pay it off. I'll just take all of it." Well, from that point on, the bank doesn't care.
Nope.
They're going to get rid of the house. They got their money back. They're going to wash their hands of it. It's done.
Yep.
The taxes,
100%.
like we were talking about backstage, they don't care about the taxes. That's not their problem.
Mm.
They got the money that was owed to them for that house, and so the taxes are another problem.
Mickey is channeling me right now because that's immediately what I was afraid of right there. He who must not be named, I hope did not get it.
I don't think so.
He would have been
honestly,
all over social media and spouting it out by now if it was him.
the reason why I don't think so is he hasn't got the time.
No,
That's a
probably
business.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a business,
Yep.
and I mean, you start raising the prices too high, people are gonna stop going. They're just going to stop going.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
Yeah. It's like, and
yeah,
then the people who have already went will not go back. So I mean, you won't have return
no.
business, and
Oh,
it's just
I mean,
so
it's like when they go and they have fun at it. Like when you went, the people that
Mhm.
had it then, you had a good time there. I mean, y'all
Yes,
had activity, you had stuff going on, and all that other stuff. But
yes,
since that time,
uninterrupted,
yeah,
uninterrupted. Yes.
and since that time, I've heard nothing but I shouldn't say horror stories, but people just going in there and they're like, there ain't nothing going on. They don't get anything. They might get a cat ball knocked around or EMF hit or something like that. But I keep hearing that people aren't getting like EVPs. That there's nobody getting touched or anything like that. A lot of people don't even think it's haunted at all.
Mm.
I mean, they can say that. I know it's haunted.
Yeah,
I know it's haunted.
100%.
I've got some great stuff that says that place is
Mm-hmm.
100% haunted.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's demonic.
No, I
Um,
think it's just something there.
there's a few somethings there.
Yeah.
There's a few somethings, and
So,
like I said, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. I hope that Rife and Castile didn't get a hold of it.
from what
Only
I
because
understand, they already eliminated out of it. They said that they were not the ones that got it. There's been announcements supposedly not Jason Hall's bunch or Castile got a hold of it at all. That's the rumor. I'm not going to say that's true, but that's the rumor that I'm hearing out there on some of the other little
yeah, I haven't
podcasts.
heard that from any of the news broadcasts or
Yeah,
the official letter from the auctioneer. The
yeah,
auctioneer did not release the name of who got it. Period. He
and
didn't say who or who didn't get it. because they don't care.
Yeah. No.
It's like
And
it's gone. We're not doing it. It's fine.
And especially if they bought it and they don't want to be known, they remain anonymous. And hey, it is what it is. I just
Yeah.
don't think with the personalities involved, if any of them guys got it, they would not have worried about their names being released. So
Yeah. It's hard telling who got a hold of that. I'm just hoping somebody who's going to care for that house. I honestly don't care if somebody fixes it up and lives in it.
yeah, take care of it. That's all I care about. Take care of it.
Take care of it. Yes, the history on that house alone is fantastic, and it really is an interesting place.
Yeah,
This place was
and
not put
historical.
together by nails
Mm-mm.
and 2x4s.
Yeah,
It's not.
Mickey again too. A lot of us are the same way. Especially, do we want to make that trip all the way up to Conjuring House, other than just the fact that it's a bucket list thing, or you want to go a place around your area that you're going to have some fun at?
Well, I'm going to say this. Now, I went for 3 days, and in that 3 days, let me tell you what I had gone through. Of course, I was in Salem, and did the whole Salem thing, and then we went and went and looked at the Lizzie Borden house, and then we went on to the Conjuring House. So, and those are just a few hours apart.
Yeah.
It's not like what we're traveling to, like 7 hours to get across the state.
Quit talking about Texas like that.
Yeah. Well, it's a little more than that for Texas. But I'm thinking, it is a destination place, especially for spooky people, because you can fly right into Boston and just go from there. And it's a fantastic
and it's worldwide.
Adventure.
They get visitors from everywhere. They had somebody from, what was it, Norway, I think it was. They were talking to on that TV news broadcast that I saw when it first was being put out, and people were talking about her and how they shut it down, and these people had come all the way from Norway to go to it just to find out it had been closed.
Who's her?
What's her name? God, the one that owned it until just now.
The previous owner.
Nunez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. The one that's got a bench warrant in Rhode Island right now because she failed to appear. So
yeah, she's got a lot of somethings against her. But I mean, like I said, I don't know whose hands it fell into.
Yeah.
It was kind of sneaky to do that. Because because everybody would have a fair shot in auction.
Yeah.
But somebody swooped in and picked it up like that. But maybe everybody was thinking they were going to get it for cheaper, and so they were waiting for the auction. And
or it could have gone the other way. It could have turned into a bidding war too.
It could have.
Depending on what she owed against it, obviously. But once again, just like you said, they don't care as long as they're going to get their money, and they might have even made a profit out of it. They might have got more than what had to be paid just to keep it from going to auction.
I don't think so. I think they just swooped in and paid everything that had to be paid to the bank.
Yeah.
Because it was already in foreclosure. So they couldn't make a profit off it. They had to make back what they were wanting.
Yeah, exactly.
But it wasn't the Perones. I just want to let everybody know that too. It wasn't the Perones.
Angela?
She was reaching out to Jason Hawes and stuff like that to say, hey, can you get it? Because she couldn't afford that.
No, not one bit. No normal person really could, I don't imagine.
No. And I think that's maybe why Jason was going in on this GoFundMe, because it's kind of like, he's like, I can't afford that either.
Yeah, and he also told him straight out, he said, I cannot be there for day-to-day operations. I'd just be a figurehead, and that's all I would be. Yeah. I would not be involved in it really at all, other than just a name to get it, and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Andrea is very ill, according to Mickey. Andrea is very ill as well. So.
Yeah. Well, and she didn't want the house. She didn't She didn't want that house. She just wants
Oh,
to
I
make
don't
sure
imagine.
somebody's going to take care of it.
Yeah.
Which, this is all kind of crazy. All
Mm-hmm.
kind of crazy stuff. I mean, like I said, they still got to pay those taxes. Those taxes are, they got back taxes they got to pay on that. So there's another hefty sum that they're going to have to do.
Oh, yeah.
But like I said, that's has nothing to do with the bank and the foreclosure. So
Nope.
they don't care. They took their money and ran.
And I can't blame them. Like we said, I can't blame them. So
Yeah.
anywho, but alas, I would have liked to have seen some different, evidence versus, what we've already seen, type thing. I'd
Mhm.
like to have seen something else to go with on it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and follow the story and see what actually happens with this. You just never know.
Yeah, no, you really don't. Not anymore,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that the historical society didn't jump in and just take a hold of that.
Well, hell, the state would have had to do it, and then you're talking about the state of Rhode Island, and I mean, yeah, they got a little bit of money and type thing, but they've got stuff that they maintain that is real, quote unquote, historic relics. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
The stuff from the Revolutionary War and the stuff and all that jazz that them in Boston and Massachusetts and all that, they all, their historic societies, they got a lot already on their plate as it is. So I can see why, hey, let's get this, 1795 Amish built house that is supposedly haunted, and I understand putting the plate on it, and say it's a historical landmark, but to maintain it and run it, yeah, I don't think that would ever work.
Well, a lot of them do.
Yeah.
A lot of them do. The only problem is when the historical society takes over. That guess what that means?
No more you going in. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
no
done.
more ghost hunts. Yeah, you get day tours, and that's all you get.
Yep.
So, but I'm surprised that they didn't, because it is a historical place, regardless of just the story of the Conjuring House. It goes way back to skirmishes, Civil War times. There's bodies that are buried out. It's not real close to the backyard, but it's, you can walk down a little path and go over a little river type thing, and a little creek, I would say. And there it is. They've got all of that, and they supposedly have bodies that are still in the yard.
Have they tried excavating?
Well, there's the problem. If they try to excavate the bodies, because this is done by ground penetrating radar, that they're finding stuff that resembles at least two bodies. If they started an archaeological dig, they would have to keep digging to make sure that everything is out of the yard, which could include demolishing the house.
Yikes.
Yeah, because then at that point, if it's human remains, then it may become a crime scene for all they know.
No, it wouldn't become a crime scene at all. It would be basically an archaeological dig, because we're talking about over 100 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
So,
but then your authorities are going to have to figure out who they're talking about too. I mean, anytime you find any human remains, no matter how old they might be, you got to call the cops. It always happens every time you have to.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's
whether or not it's a true, but they're going to look at it, it's a crime scene. No, it's not really. But you get the one. Hey, we're gung ho. Here we go. We're going to go dig it up. All right, Dahmer's place is back over there. It's not here. All right.
Yeah, it would be more of a historic dig than a crime scene.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be historical. So again, archaeological kind of site. They're going to be digging for that, and it would not just stop at the house.
Yep.
If they think something's under the house, then they would dig up the house. So, yeah, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
No. So yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen, because once again, we're talking about an old house that the construction is just something that you want to maintain. You want it to be there for somebody to see at a later date. type. So.
Right. Exactly. And I just don't even know, what's going to happen to it now. So I guess we're just gonna, like I said, have to follow along with the story and hope for the best on that. Hopefully somebody will get a hold of it, get the entertainment licenses back, and get the taxes all caught up and be able to reopen that. Now I don't foresee it opening in the next year. I see maybe 2027. After they do everything that they need to do to the house, that's in disrepair.
Yeah.
And that's so sad because the last time I was in it, that thing was basically immaculate. Not a thing wrong with it. The kitchen had been redone and it was just in great shape. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, period. We got whoever got it, we'll probably know in the next couple of 3 weeks whether or not they're going to actually open it up to people or if it's going to just be a private residence, which I'm okay with either one. I don't care.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see what was left in the house.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because in the library, things were left over from the previous owners before the story even began, and I just wonder if it was all taken now and it's no longer there. That would be sad.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, that's that means she would have got away with more artifacts and more stuff out of that house, and she did nothing. For lack of a better term, I don't want to say it the way I want to say it, but she stripped it, and I was going to use the R word for the property because that's essentially what she did. And I'm like, from what it sounds like, if there's not anything left in there, and it's just stripped bare anyway, that's what she did. She got something you could bet it'll come up for auction sooner or later.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, I think we're just going to have to wait.
Okay. Well, then, since this is kind of taking the wind out of my sails today, since I thought I was going to have all this fun stuff to talk about, and that just hasn't quite worked out, and I'm drinking milk because it's all upset my stomach so much.
Oh, Randy's in a bad place.
I'm in a bad place. Nah, I'm eating too, so that's why you
see me go. I'm sad it was sold. I mean, of course I could never afford it, but you can always dream. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I almost what would I do if I owned it?
Just to say I could own a piece of it,
Yeah. I don't know. So he's all upset. He's got to drink his milk.
Yeah, I'm also eating. That's why you see me go away. I don't want anybody to see me chewing and stuff. Hey, I came skidding into the place today. Okay, I literally had to go to the store on the way home and run upstairs. There we go.
Like help! I don't know. So essentially, we don't have a show, but we have a show.
I'm sure we could find stuff to talk about, though. We're good enough at that.
Exactly.
I think we need to talk about what Donnie Cho's future at Dogman Ranch is going to be like.
Yeah, I am going to Dogman Ranch end of the month. I did book my flight. I will be there the weekend of Halloween with Tex.
I may have to sneak out there for a little while during the day on Saturday just out of spite then.
All right, so you'll be there for a cup of coffee?
Yeah, probably. That'll be about it.
Hopefully, I will be able to see my first cryptid.
Maybe.
I will be camping out there.
Yay.
I won't be camping.
There will be, I don't know, I might come across a pale walker that Tex loves talking about. Or a pale crawler or whatever.
The crawler.
Yeah, the pale
Daddy
crawler thing.
Falling over that building. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
How do you not know about that, Randy? Tex talks about it like every 5 minutes.
Do you think I listen to anything he does on these shows?
Not really. Not really.
Oh, I literally, he did a show. Let me download it. Let me get it fixed up so we can go out to the podcast. That's it.
Well, right. I mean,
and I hope he heard me say that too.
Well, we can hope for Donnie to see something.
You'll see an owl. Yeah. I guarantee you will see an owl.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen ghosts before. Like, I've seen like full body apparitions. Honestly, guys, it was a bit anticlimactic. I'll be honest. It was
A
just
lot of
like
times it is, unless
it
you're
just
not
looks like
expecting it.
yeah. I mean, like because at the time I didn't realize it was a ghost. I just thought it was some poorly dressed dude. I mean,
See, if I still
you
get
can see that at
excited. I get
Walmart on
excited
any
at the
day. Yeah,
small stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
I love the small stuff. You know, I mean, it's like we can't ask them to, you know, pick up chairs and all this other kind of stuff
yeah.
all the time. I mean, that is the creme de la creme. You know, that is
Yeah.
the best stuff. You know, when you see a full bodied apparition and it speaks to you. Okay, that's the absolute best you can hope
Yeah.
for. But I
100%.
still love the little knocks. I still love the
Oh yeah.
little bit of communication. I still,
Mhm.
The
I
cat ball
love
getting
all that
pushed,
stuff.
or the REM pod going off. That
Yeah,
every time you hear the REM pod going off, you just go, "Oh, what we got? What we got?"
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's the fun of Randy. I know you can agree. It's the fun of trying to debunk it first,
Oh yeah,
trying everything that you
100%.
can to
Yeah.
debunk
What
that.
happened? What's over
Yeah,
here? Let me check this against this other
I want
EMF.
to
Let me check
solve the
this against.
mystery.
Yeah, exactly. That's 3/4 of the fun of it for me. Anytime something happens, I immediately start looking around. What could have caused it? What else could have caused it other than what I want it to be?
Right, right.
Mhm.
Absolutely, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we have that, but we have high hopes for you, Donnie, that you get something this time.
Get a little dogman action.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you run across a crawler, you may be scarred for life.
Hmm. I
Just
don't know. See, that's the thing. Like, how different would my life be if I actually finally laid eyes on a cryptid after going there, and I saw it, and then from henceforth I'll be known as Donnie Cho, the cryptid witness, and then I'll go on all these podcasts, and people will be like, "Hey, Donnie, tell us about your encounter. What did you see?" And I'll be like, "Oh man, it was crazy. That weekend I was there. I was with my buddy Tex. It was a cold, windy night, and there in the shadows, in the distance, in the bushes, at first it was an outline, and then there was the dog man." I'll go into my descriptions. Man, I'll have I'll be all over the
'cause I could see
podcast.
you just whipping out the dogman robes and everything,
Yeah,
start praying. I could see that.
my
I could
cryptid
see
street
that.
cred would go through the roof.
It would.
Yeah.
It absolutely. Your life would definitely change.
Yep.
It would definitely change.
I don't have any street cred. Period. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there you go. Randy needs some.
Nope, don't want it. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't want it. He's like, I'm good. I'm good in my chair. Thanks. I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Well, because
No, I mean,
that's one of those things. When I go out, I don't go out looking. You know what I mean? I don't go out into the woods and try to go rustle up anything. I'll sit by that fire all night and just wait for something to come in, and just watch the shadows, and just sit there and wait and just see what happens. And like I said, me and Tex seen a couple things we couldn't explain that looked like something coming up to the fire, but it was on the other side of the fire, so it's hard to tell. You know what I mean? But as it comes up, and then it kind of goes away, and I'm like, he's like, "Did you see that?" And I was like, "Yep, I saw it." Yes, and Gary, you're right. If there's fishing, you can bet your butt I'm bringing a rod and reel. All right. But that's what I do. I sit there and I wait because I can't sneak up on it. Anybody thinks you can is a blooming idiot. Okay.
I don't know who would ever think they could sneak up on something.
Well, if you see some of the shows out
The
there,
best I could hope for is sneak away, not sneak up on it. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody be quiet. We're gonna go over here around on this way. Really? Who do you think you are? The damn American sportsman or something? You don't work like that.
Yeah, no, I'd be trying to back my way up out of it, but okay, thanks. I seen ya. Thanks. I'm gonna back up now. Yeah, that's definitely me.
I've got an apple for you. You want an apple?
Well, I want to see it. I want to see these things, but I
Yeah.
do not want to intrude. I don't want to, for some reason, make it look like I'm aggressive or,
Yeah.
or anything like that. So my thing is I seen it. I'm gonna go now.
Hmm.
That's
Out
nice.
of the way.
I'm not gonna stick around and
You're not going to go charging into the woods. You're not going to pick up a weapon and let out a battle cry.
no,
Go charging in.
no.
See, that's what I'm thinking I might do.
Well, we would let you. I mean, that would be we'd be like, well,
Yeah.
it's a real sad story about Donnie, but
Mickey, I don't know of very many people that are going to jump and tackle Bigfoot like Steve Irwin did to the Crocs. Okay,
oh
and
gosh, no.
he didn't really tackle him unless he knew he had the advantage to start with. So.
He did. He did. Well, alligators and crocodiles, they have, they're vicious and they can kill you, and we get it, but they have a lot of glitches that you can get around them. And
Yeah, they're predictable at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And there's certain movements you can make and all of this other kind of stuff, believe me, that you can get around gators if you are knowledgeable. Just saying. Knowledgeable.
Yeah.
You know
Did
what
we say
you're doing.
thanks to
You gotta
him?
know what you're doing.
Did I miss that? And we didn't say thanks. Did we said thanks, right? Joe the Pops, thank you.
I
Thanks,
did. I
Joe
said it
Pops.
thanks in chat. But thanks,
Okay.
Joe. I said it in chat.
Oh, okay. I was just sitting there looking. I was like, wait a second. I didn't even put it up there. I was like, wait a second. What did I miss? I am falling down on my job. I admit
He's
it. I am
slacking.
sorry.
He's slacking. Such a slacker. But
There's a question here for you, Brandy.
What's that?
Uh-oh.
Has anything paranormal activity scared you? Actually scared you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely 100% scared me. And the one that is on the top of my list is at Ohio State Reformatory. And I've talked about this before, where there are four of us sitting at the end in the attic. And there's a very tragic, horrific history to that attic. And there was four of us sitting at the end, and we were watching this, what I would call a glimmer man type thing, because it was glimmer and you could see it, but it was very faint and it was very strange, but we could not duplicate it. There were no lights in there. We weren't running any cameras. We didn't have our flashlights on, and there's no windows. And we're still seeing this blue thing that was coming around and working its way around the room. And at one point where it was coming down, you could actually see like two legs walking in this blue glimmer type thing. But that's not what scared me. As we were all sitting in at the end of this thing, and we were all sitting pretty much side by side. I was sitting on the very end, on the it would be on my right side, so the very right side of the four of us. And as I was sitting there and I'm watching it, and then everything just went super, super black and got very chilly right there. It was as if something stood in front of me to block my view.
Yeah.
And I'm getting loud when I'm saying this to my friends. I'm like, hey, are you guys still seeing it? Yeah, we're seeing it. We're seeing it. And they're talking about this glimmer thing going on. And I'm like, I can't see anything. I mean, it's blacker than black. I cannot see anything. I can't see around me. I can't see them next to me. I can't see anything.
So it pretty much engulfed you is what it sounds like.
That's what
So you didn't have a shadow person in front of you. You were inside a shadow person practically.
It's something as if they wrapped their arms around me or something. And
That's
it was
crazy.
cold. The funny part is we left that area and we came back a while later. And so we all sat down again, but I didn't sit in the same spot. I sat in the chair next to it. So another lady had sat in that spot that I was sitting in, and not 15, 20 minutes after starting to see this glimmer thing, she encountered the same thing I did.
Damn.
It got
Larry.
like, thank you, Larry. Well, all
5
5 members in the Booze Club.
5 months.
5 months. Thank you. And it was like as if she was like going through the same thing I was, that she could not see anything. And I was still seeing it. I was seeing this thing bounce around and stuff, but she couldn't see anything again. And that kind of got me weirded out, because like you guys said, it's like it almost engulfed me. It wasn't just standing in front of me. I couldn't see anything around me, nothing. And yes, when you get in a dark room with no windows, no lights, yeah, it's dark, but your eyes will adjust so you can see some things. You can see like shadows. Like I can turn and I could see the shadow of somebody sitting next to me, like my friend sitting next to me. And,
Yeah.
I could see that. But when I couldn't see anything, not even her sitting next to me,
Yeah.
that's when the panic button went on,
Mhm.
and I think that is one of those things that scare me the most because like it was all around me. And then it happened to somebody else. So I think that would probably be on the paranormal side, that's probably what scared me the most. Because we all have a tendency to freak ourselves out. Everybody does when they ghost hunt. We can, just psych ourselves up to the point where we scare ourselves. It's just kind of like, okay, it's like we can do that, but this here is what really, really got to me. That one
Mhm.
really got to me. And I would have known nothing about this thing except for Heather Mosier from Small Town Monsters. I invited her to go with because she lives up there. And
Hmm.
she said absolutely 100%. But she says, I gotta show you this. I gotta show you this. I tell you what, we spent most of our night up in there. And then we would leave for a while and then we would come back. Nobody was interested in this attic. And I mean, to me, that was like the coolest thing ever
Yeah.
because I didn't get much of anything else anywhere else, you
Mhm.
know. And it was just like wow. But I mean that one had to have got me the most. I mean, I don't know what scared you though, Randy. What was your most scariest thing that
You
had
know,
happened?
I don't think I've ever been quote unquote scared per se. I've never felt like actually scared in any way, shape, or form. I felt uncomfortable a couple of times, but not to the point where I would just immediately dismiss or hurt. Even you know how Hill House was, I mean
Yeah.
that without knowing that place and the stuff coming, that makes the noises that go bump in the night type thing that goes on in there. There's creaks and stuff. It's an old house. There's all sorts of stuff going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you go in there and I never even felt uneasy the entire time in there. I mean, I thought it was
Mm-hmm.
cool what was happening, but it just never. I haven't been quote unquote scared. The
Mm-hmm.
the only time I think I might have been close was when we were talking about going to the place that I told you about at Fort Bliss. There's a
Mm-hmm.
one building there that the MPs will not even go into at night,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll drive by there at night and you'll see lights on in there like crazy and flashlight looks like flashlights or whatever. Lights being turned on, turned off, and people have heard people screaming out of this place. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like,
Mhm.
one guy's like, "Hey, we're going to go in there." As a number one, I'm not going in because I don't want to. I don't like the feel of it. Number two, I don't want to go to the brig. Okay, I do not
Yeah.
want to be carried in by the MPs for breaking into that daggum
Yeah.
place.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mhm.
Yeah. But
you
yeah,
want,
I get it, and it seems like I'm gonna tell you that it seems like it's the army bases that are freaking haunted. I'm just gonna tell you that because that's what it just seems like to me. Because I lived on the backside of Redstone Arsenal. Actually, I was butted up to it, and there were buildings on there that are in the history of Redstone Arsenal. You can look it up online. You can Google it of these haunted buildings on Redstone Arsenal.
Redstone's bad too. Redstone's
Oh,
got a lot of buildings on there.
it's horrible. I got to tell you this story. Oh my God.
Mhm.
So my house is backed up to it, right? So, they detonate things. We're just going to say they detonate things out there. And just to get rid of it, it's a depot. That's what's going to happen. They're going to do some stuff.
Mhm.
And not to mention, we're right there by, NASA. Okay, there's
Yeah,
there's another good one. We've got NASA, and they're always testing, the uh, engines and stuff like that. So you will hear that stuff on occasion. But let me tell you. So my friend that I had made who was living next door, and she was telling me about this little girl that had died in a farming accident. I think she was run over by the tractor and passed away somewhere on that property there that we were all living on in this subdivision. And it's somewhere in there. But she was talking about that, and I believe you can look this up too, and I can't remember her name. I wish I could. Anyways, that they said that she appears outside our fences, because we all have fences that divide the property. Then you have government property, and then you have what's called Redstone Arsenal. So we're basically backed up to it. There's nothing behind us. Nothing can be ever built back there. So they say that you could see her out there. You can see her walking through, like there's high grass and some shrubs, and you can see her out there walking through that. You can hear her possibly humming a tune out there, blah, blah, blah. And some people have even said that they have noticed that she'll be closer up to the houses at night. Like they can hear her singing or talking right outside the window and stuff like that. Well, one day, of course, I can't have my windows open in my house on a day they are going to detonate.
Yeah.
Because it shakes the house so bad that the windows will come down.
Oh yeah.
So that always made me nervous. And then I had the window open one day because they weren't detonating that day. And so I have these little dowels that I would just stick in there. But I was always scared of, my oldest daughter going in and putting her head out or putting her hands out of this thing falling. I was always scared of that. So I said, honey, don't do that. Don't do that. I said, you're scaring mommy. Get your head and hands back in there. That thing may fall and you're going to get really hurt. So it's probably about, I don't know, 8 inches. Okay. So it was open about 8 inches. And she was doing it and I said, stop. So finally I made her mad and I picked her up and I pulled her away, and I the kitchen's right there. This was in the dining room. I took her into the kitchen. I was going to get her a juice or something just to keep her occupied and to keep her out of the window. Right. I'd rather have her crawling through the doggy door than that window. So I was trying everything that I could to pull her through. So as I was in there and I was coming back in with her juice, that dowel broke in half.
Yeah.
And that window fell.
And that shouldn't have happened like that at all.
No, there was nothing wrong with the dowel. Nothing.
How thick was the dowel?
My goodness, about a ½ inch thick.
So it wasn't the little one. It was one next size up then, right?
The next size up, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it
that's
wasn't
a
a
½ inch
thin one that would bend, when I set the weight of the window on it. No, I got a thicker one. It was probably about a ½ inch thick and put it in there. And that did it. And talking about the doggy door, this is a really strange thing. So I had dogs at the time, and I had installed a doggy door in the back porch because I had it all screened in. That was my gift to myself, is to screen that in. It's Alabama, for God's sakes. There's bugs. Yeah. So somewhere where I can sit, the dogs can go out freely, and I don't have to worry about it during the day. So, so I'm in bed, and I have like a sliding glass door that goes out onto this thing. And then there's another door and then the actual outside screened in door has a doggy door where they can get in and out. Well, I was sleeping one night. Next thing you know, I heard the doggy door literally just swinging back and forth. And I couldn't figure out, I'm like, oh my God, did I forget to close it? Because I close it at night because I don't want, stray animals, possums, other things, snakes, whatever. I don't want that in my house. So I'm like, all right. So I go out there and I'm figuring out exactly where my shoes are. So I'm getting my shoes on, and then I grab a hold of that door, and then I flick on the light to the porch. Well, when I flicked on the light to the porch, the sound stopped.
Yeah.
So I walk outside, I go to the screen door, and I go to look, if I left the dang door open, and I didn't. But this thing sounded like it was free swinging, like the dogs going in and out, but yet the slide door was closed. So it would just hit that thing. It would just sound like a plastic kind of a slap sound. It wouldn't swing. So I couldn't figure that out at all. So after that, I was very nice, and I was like, okay, all right, you want to play with that? Be my guest. Just go ahead. Just play with that. And I heard it maybe 2 to 3 times after that, because the 2 years I lived there, and then we got stationed somewhere else. But yeah, I every once in a while, 2 to 3 times after that, I heard it, but then I didn't hear it anymore. She got tired of playing with that. So it's just one of those things. But like I said, that is also backed up to Redstone Arsenal. I think it's just the army bases that are freaking haunted, man.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them because all of them are so in depth with history, like Fort Hood, which is but Fort Hood, Fort Cavazos, Fort Hood again, but it's named after a different hood instead of the one originally supposedly. Either way, Killeen is the armpit of Texas. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat.
Well,
okay.
I have to tell you this, Randy. I have to tell you this. Bad to the Bone Paranormal is here if you want to send her the link.
I just sent her the link. So she's already got it. I told her I sent her the link a minute ago. She also said that she thought it was on Friday. I don't know why. I'm going to beat her up when she gets on here and tell her, hey, you need to pay attention to your emails, okay?
Well, I'm just glad that nothing's wrong, because that's the first thing that we thought of, that something was wrong without her replying.
We were worried about it. That's what I told her. I thought I was worried about her, so more than anything else.
Right.
But you can't drop any F-bombs. You gotta clean your act up because anybody goes out and watches their shows, she's cool. I mean, it's fun to watch. It really is. It's fun to watch when she gets going because it's pretty cool. It really is. So yeah, if you want to jump on Angela, jump on. We'll have some fun for a while. We'll hear what scared her the most.
Yeah. I mean, but that stuff doesn't scare me. But there's been a couple times where my adrenaline has been kind of crazy when it comes to the paranormal. Like when I was home by myself and my garage lights going on and off, is just flicking on and off, and there was no rhyme or reason to it. It wasn't just going tick, tick, click, 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 click. No, it would click on and then it would click off, and then we wait, and then it'd click on again, and it click off. And that stuff, when you're by yourself, that's something else. That is definitely something else. I always like to have people with me, not only so I can have validation for what I'm feeling or what I'm seeing, but it's just kind of it helps. It helps. I don't need a lot of people, maybe just 1 or 2, but that's all I need. But I mean, I can fall asleep in a corner in a haunted building all by myself too. Especially if I'm real comfortable, I can fall asleep and not have any issues.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I sleep like a baby. As long as he don't drag me out of the daggum, or nothing drags me out of the bed, which that was another story. I think I've told y'all that one before. But as long as I don't get drug out of the bed and I get drug out of a tent, it can pretty much do whatever the entity or the creature is, and do whatever they want to do. I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't gonna get in fights with it. I'm just gonna sit here and go and sleep.
For me, it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, just don't touch me while I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Even if I was laying there awake, do not mess with me when I'm in the rack. Period. Just don't mess with me when I'm in the rack, and we'll be okay.
Yeah. It's like, don't touch me. I'm sleeping.
I don't think a bear would pay attention to me though. I think a bear do what he wants to do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've been noticing a lot more wildlife out now that it's cooling down just a hair.
Yeah.
And that's kind of freaky to me a little bit, not only because I could hit them, because I hate that. And I like my vehicle, and I don't want to hurt it. But it's like, when these things get to running, you're like, what are they running from? And
exactly.
We've had the discussion before about me being like 10 miles from the Mark Twain National Forest, and 30 miles from a Bigfoot sighting, 30 miles from a Dogman sighting. just all these weird things happening, and it's
Mhm.
so close to my home,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm probably about 35 miles from Piedmont, Missouri, which is now called the UFO capital of Missouri.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Let's say we
we
talked
went
about that,
over that.
haven't we?
Yeah, and that falls on the 37th parallel, everyone.
Yep.
Check that
There we go
out.
with that one again. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, if you did miss that show on the 37th parallel, check it out. Because I'm right
Yep.
there. I'm right there. What do we say? Like the 36.96999 parallel or something.
Yeah, it was a fraction of a degree from where it was, but yeah.
Yeah. But there's a book and everything out about the 37th parallel, and trust me, it's odd. It's very odd. As we were diving deep into it, and as Donnie can tell you, it goes all the way around the world, of course, and it lays in a very odd space all the way around.
Yeah, they're everything on the northern 37th, not the southern 37th. The northern 37th is where we're having a lot of these things happening.
Yeah, the northern 37th parallel. Very strange stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking right here with Patty here real quick. Love Halloween, fair Holly, but I get visited a lot. It's not anybody that knocks at the door, so she burns a lot of sage. I can understand that.
Someone's in here.
Let's see if I can see some actual camera. Or is she gonna be behind? I'm bringing you up, Angelina.
She's buffering.
She's buffering.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, you can do that.
There she is.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I got you. I can hear you anyway.
We got you.
How you feeling? Because we were worried there for a few minutes.
I know. I got a new heart monitor. It's got all these leads on it, and I put it on today. And the minute I put it on, I had an attack. So, and then
no bueno.
I totally forgot. Huh?
It's okay. That's understandable in that situation.
But thank you for having me in. And I just got great news. I'm going to announce it on your show. The Conjuring House is sold.
Yeah,
we already announced it. We didn't know who.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you guys know who bought it?
No,
we do not. Now I saw your video a couple of days ago.
Allegedly, Zach Bagans got it. He outbid the people that me and my friend that were going to get it. That have been trying to get it, but allegedly Zach Bagans.
So he actually paid it off.
I hope that's an ugly rumor. I hope that's ugly.
Yeah.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
It's alleged. It's alleged, but the real estate guy couldn't quite say to my source who.
It wouldn't surprise me though.
And a little understanding. So
yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me.
Surprise me either. I mean, just to say he did it. Just to say he did it.
Just to say he did it. I'm not gonna say it.
And he's got the money for it.
I know, but he doesn't need to ruin something else.
Yeah, it's that place needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work. Like I still talk to the old general manager, and it needs a lot of work there. So I saw Jason was gonna try to buy it, and people keep asking how come I haven't done a video. It's because I see the sincerity in Jason's eyes and the way he talks about it, and there's just no video to do about it. Like he's trying, everybody tried. At the end of the day, though, I knew it wasn't going to go to anybody that was going to sell.
It wasn't going to get to auction in the first place. I already knew that.
And I feel bad. So I just hope that Zach Bagans does it right because, here in New England, we really I want to be able to go there and I want to be able to ask questions about Roger Williams and the Arnold family and see because they say we can come back to our favorite places. So I want to see if they're there, not anything Andrea Perrin said. She's going to believe what she's going to believe. I'm going to choose not to believe her. But I don't think that place, I try to figure out what is the reason that place would be haunted anywhere in that area. Like, why would it be haunted? No wars, no, King Philip's War like people think. Like, I I'm just hoping it goes back to the natural history. Keep it to the horror fans and the paranormal that believe in all that stuff. But I really hope that if Zach Bagans got it or whoever got it goes back to the original history, because that's big to us here in New England. That's huge. It's 300 years of history for us, and we learned this in school.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, 100%.
Well,
it needs a lot of work.
I'm hoping, Angelina, what you say is a lie.
I'm hoping so too.
I am hoping it's a lie. Because the last time he bought a quote unquote demon house, guess what he did? He tore it down.
Yeah.
He tore it down.
Yep. And it's funny because the person I was just talking to said, I can't believe he got it because he outbid originally. Some people in Alabama have been trying to get it even before Jacqueline got arrested and had all those issues. And they've been trying up until today to purchase the house. They went 2.7. Whoever went higher, and they didn't get it. And it's sad. And it's
wait. Time out. 2.7.
And
I never thought it would have gone that high. I never thought it would have gone that high.
I told you, according to the bank, what the bank said that holds the lien and the mortgage on that house just took the amount of what was owed on back mortgage and what was it taken to pay it off.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they may have, Jacqueline may have incurred some interest.
Jacqueline should have sold it to. Yes, Jacqueline should have sold this to the people in Alabama who were trying to get it. They really not involved in the paranormal. They loved the location when they went on a tour. They offered to even bail Jacqueline out and keep her in as a partnership somewhere and pay everything off. And she was going through whatever she was going through and it never fell through, but they tried to this very day to get that home. And they're not even from this state and they're more history people. So it's sad to me to find out and hear right when you emailed me, come on in, I got the phone call and I was like, oh no, like, damn, Zach Bagans. And then my source says, he'll probably just burn it down. Just like you said with the demon house, got rid of that,
Yes, he did. And he's got the staircase, the stairs to that house in his museum in Las Vegas. I can't imagine what he would keep from the Conjuring House.
Yeah, I've never been there to investigate, but I have done my research and I wrote a lot of papers about Roger Williams and the land, going to school and stuff. And I don't think it's haunted. And I would think Zach Bagans would be a little smarter, but it's a money grab. It's just a money grab. And it's sad. It's sad. I would have rather Jason Hawes have it. I really would have.
And he said straight out he wasn't going to be the day-to-day guy. He was just going to be a figurehead. There's no way he could have handled it, running everything.
Yeah.
So,
but but Satori was so intrigued by that house. I think that she probably would have taken it and run the day-to-day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That would have bothered me. That would have bothered me just a little bit. Like, are you going to tap or not tap? Like, how are we going to start the drama all over again?
A, B, C, D. Okay, D. All right, sorry. I'm sorry. I have to. I don't like doing that. That would take all day.
Yeah.
And then I wondered, like, if Jason did get it, and he's saying, let's do it, make it a community project.
Yeah.
Does everybody who donated become part owner in some sort of way, or say, hey, can I get one night a year? Nothing like,
no.
You mean like a timeshare?
And a lot of are giving me shit because I'm like, it's kind of the end of the Perrin run. Andrea Perrin wants to keep it, and I understand she's sick, but she wants to keep it because that's what keeps her famous, relevant. So your fame is now over because she's tried to latch on to every family that's had that house, except for the family after her. They just were like, screw you,
Right.
But it's sad to see that Zach got it. I mean, I don't know if he got it. It's alleged.
Still alleged.
Until
proven,
but it wouldn't surprise us.
No,
it wouldn't. It wouldn't.
We'll tell it right here. I called it on the video that's going to sell before auction.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
she
did
did
not
that the other day.
so I
Saw
hope
that
it
one.
didn't. I hope.
And yeah, that's why I was hoping that nobody would come in and do that, but so it would actually go to auction and see what
Wait,
happened. But
I'm curious. So why did Zach tear down that other like demon house? Why did he do that?
Because it was had a demon.
It was dangerous.
Isn't that the whole reason for keeping it? I thought that was his original reason for buying it.
No, he just wanted to buy it, do his little movie, make his money on it, and then he just tore it down because the house itself was not safe by any means. That house was old. It needed a total gut and redo, but he just said it's got a demonic presence. We're just gonna put it in the ground. So that's what they did.
Didn't we talk once about demonic? We don't burn.
Now he didn't burn it.
Oh, he didn't. I thought you said he burned it down.
No, he demolished it. He bulldozed
He
it.
demolished it.
Oh, he just demolished it. Okay.
Yeah, and took what he wanted. He took
Never
the
mind then.
staircase. Yeah,
And he was probably feeling all heroic about it. He was probably like, "Yeah, I defeated the demon with my powers, my home purchasing powers."
Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, let's just buy that haunted Dybbuk box, the Dybbuk box, and let's open it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That's one of the things you look at him and say, "You're some kind of special kind of stupid, aren't you?" type thing.
Yeah, if you go back on the Blondes and Boos show that we had, we actually had him on our show, the guy who actually had that Dybbuk box where all that stuff happened to him. We had him on our show not once, but we had him on twice, 2 different times. He has no idea why he'd even want that box, but he sold it to him. I'm like, well, yeah, because the price was right. I'd have sold it too.
Exactly.
Especially if I had wanted my house, I'd be like, hey, here, just take it.
And Randy asked a question here.
Yeah.
Why the staircase? I think Donnie was asking the same thing.
Because there is a part in the movie where it's haunted and then something happens on the stairs. You have to go back and watch that docu-movie. That's what I call it, a docu-movie. And check it out. I know.
Yeah, I hope he didn't get it. Like
I'm praying. You kind of hurt my feelings, Angelina. You kind of hurt my feelings.
I really hope they do the right thing with it. It's a beautiful property. It's beautiful land. The history is beautiful.
Yeah.
What Roger Williams did for us here in New England with the freedom of religion and fair land and all that. That we still honor that today to each other. And,
I know. It's so beautiful. The house was very nice. I mean, I stayed in it. It was a very nice house. And
she's actually investigated it. So
yeah, so it's an old house, but they remodeled some, and now this is before Crazy Lady ever had it, before she ever had it. But it was nice, very nice, and I don't know.
So did you go when the Heinzmans owned it?
No. What's her name? The lady with the cats.
Sutcliffe?
I'll have to look. It has been probably 5 years now since I've been there. Who owned it 5 years ago? The lady with the cats.
Well, the Sutcliffes, I think they moved out in 2019. Norma Sutcliffe and Jerry. I think they bought in 87, moved out in 2019. Then I think the Heinzmans bought it.
Okay, so it had been that right there. It'd been them, because they were not on property. Nobody was on property.
Wow. Wow.
The only ones that were on property was the caretaker, and they stayed in the outbuilding.
It might have been a Heinzens, because Norma didn't run it like that. As a haunted, she didn't believe in it. She didn't believe Andrea Perrin. Matter of fact, she did a tell-all and called out Andrea Perrin on one of her videos.
Right.
So it might have been when the Heinzmans had it. They had it around 2019, I believe.
Yeah, that's probably.
And at that time, John Huntington was kind of the only one living there and letting people come in and do the investigating. So.
Yeah, because there
Nice.
was nobody actually
Cool.
living
Cool.
in the house at the time. They were not living in the house. They had caretakers that were taking care of the property, and they would stay out there during private investigations and stuff. So
Yep. So I think it was when the Heinzens owned it.
probably, but it was wonderful. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, there was only one room out of the entire house we couldn't get into, and that's because that's where it held their their T-shirts, their all their merch and stuff, and they just locked that little room up. That didn't make a darn bit of difference. I'm telling you, didn't make any difference that they had that little room, because everything was going on in the rest of the house.
So you had activity?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In the beginning of the video that we play on the show here is some of my pictures from that house.
Oh,
that I took. Yeah. So it's actually in the opening of the show. You can go back and watch it, and you'll know it as soon as you see it. You'll be like, okay, got it.
wow.
But I mean, we had activity. There was a whole lot of stuff going on. Not overly haunted, like craziness, like places I've been before. This was okay. There was nothing that I would consider demonic, but intelligent. Absolutely 100% intelligent. Like it knew how to work the equipment like nobody's business. Yeah, it was like you could have a full-on conversation, with whoever was talking at the time, and it was intelligent. There's a lot of places, as we all know, being investigators, that you have to kind of coax them. If you see this little red button, go ahead and talk into that. You didn't need to do that. You just lay that stuff down, and when it felt like it would just be moving around. Just
so did you feel what you said you got activity? Did you feel it had anything to do with Andrea Perron's claims?
No.
What do you feel is haunting that location? It's nice to hear it from somebody else who doesn't have Andrea Perron's claims.
Yeah, I don't think it has to do with anything demonic. I think it has to do with the lady who owned it after her husband died. When her husband died, she continued to own the house, and she lived in the house. I think it has to do with her. That's what it seems like to me, that everything is revolving around her. Now somebody else may have a different claim, but that is mine, because that's the one that I came across the most in all of the stuff, that we were coming through, was like female voices, female singing, female, Every once in a while there was a male, but not so much. It was mostly have to do with the female spirit. And it did revolve a lot around the library area, and where her husband's books and stuff were, all of that stuff that he had left there and she had left there after she
That's
passed.
crazy. So you must be talking about Norma, because she talks about before she kind of went off on Andrea Perron, they had a nice interview in her house at the Conjuring House, and she talks about guests coming in hearing voices from the library and other places in the house. And so that, to me, it's like, I believe you, because I heard this from Norma Sutcliffe, and she's not an Andrea Perron or other people,
Right?
So that makes total sense. And she talks about how much her and her husband love that property.
Yes.
And she bought it without even telling them, and that's the kind of haunt I think is there. People who've lived there in the past, and hey, I was happy here. This is my happiest place. That's why I want to go and see. Hey, is Roger Williams here? Did you come back because you were exiled? Did you, like, are the Arnold's here? That's amazing. That's amazing. You felt that.
Yeah, that's what I got from my visit. Which it was fun. It was exhilarating. It was an intellectual conversation. We've talked about this before on our show, where we just had a spirit box going. We had, a couple little cat balls laying around, all this other kind of stuff. But we were having a conversation with something on the spirit box. And then it got real quiet. And then one of the guys that was with us said, "Are you getting tired?" And then you hear the spirit box going, "Might be."
Oh, wow.
might be getting tired. So then we got talking about something else, and because we ask off the wall questions anyway. And he said, like, what's your favorite month? And he said, mine is January. My
Wow.
birthday's in January. And then the spirit box goes, what date?
Oh, wow.
So when we were doing these conversations, they were very intellectual. Like you and I are holding this conversation right now. That's exactly the same thing we were doing. And how many times have you heard a spirit box say, turn around, I'm right beside you, I'm behind you, I'm da 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 da. You hear all that and you looking around, nothing ever happens. Nothing.
Yeah.
So I hear this thing and it says behind you. So I'm like, okay. I'm sitting on the floor and I'm in between what used to be the dining room, which is now they have a living room or was a living room, and the library. So I'm sitting on the floor right there. And then I'm facing into the library. And then I'm like, okay, I'll play. So I turn around and I said, okay. And next thing you know, the cat ball goes off on the other side of the room behind me. And everybody's sitting down. There's no movement. And I didn't make enough movement to make anything bounce or anything. And I got it all on audio and video. I got it all on audio and video. So whatever is haunting that, I don't think is demonic.
No, I don't think so either. I mean,
I don't think anything demonic
Doesn't
is
sound like
there.
you didn't hear any gunfire, or people say they hear Civil War activity, and I'm like, nothing from the Civil War ran through there. New England just
not even close to that area.
With
they just had little skirmishes. There wasn't anything major that went on. It's just a little skirmish or two.
I like you're at Gettysburg,
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, not like Gettysburg.
Yeah.
No, but I will tell you, we had a phantom cat. There was a cat that we kept hearing meow, at different times during our couple nights there, and it was like we would hear it in the kitchen. We'd go in the kitchen, there's no cat. Then we'd hear it upstairs. We'd go upstairs, there's no cat. Then we'd hear it down the basement. We'd go downstairs, there's nothing there. There's no cat, not even on premises.
Oh wow.
Not even one, not even a stray. Nothing. And we kept hearing a cat. So my thing is that anything that had gone on with Andrea, and she may be right. This may have happened. But I think people manifest these things themselves, that they bring these things with them, that this could have been possibly all their own doing.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with the house, the property, or the history, anything with it. I think that possibly that may have been the case. It may have happened, but it had nothing to do with, like I said, that property in the house.
Yeah. I mean, where's the picture of the phone hanging in the air whenever you're not home? Yeah. I mean, they had cameras, they had video cameras back then. I've looked it up. Where's the evidence? How come you didn't record none of this or take pictures or any of this? And the stories are different in some of Andrea's books, because I fine went through them with a fine tooth comb. And I'm like, people are going to believe what they want to believe, but it just astonishes me that people don't pay attention and dig deeper, and I don't know. I'm just
I'm not, like I said, I am not saying it didn't happen, because I'm not going to. I wasn't there. I have no idea. I am not. But if I don't think it was anything attached to that house or the property. I think that this is something that may have been, brought on by them, just as much as, we did a show on the Amityville house. We did a show on that. And, the people that lived before, the Lutz family, I think, are primarily to blame. And then the Lutz family didn't make it any better.
Yeah.
Because Donna can tell you all about that. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with that, like 100%. Like,
yeah. So I don't know. And we talk about this all the time, that we have doubts sometimes that these things are just happening. We think that sometimes people are making it happen. What did that show we did last week about poltergeist?
Yeah.
That was a good show. Watch that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like if you've got teenage children with high
Yeah.
emotions, you could possibly get a poltergeist.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't. I don't need that. But so
Well,
what
and then
have been?
we sat
Go
there
ahead.
and talked back and forth about, what we sat there and talked back and forth about the actual definition of a poltergeist, which a lot of people don't really know. I mean, honestly, because what we look at and it's like, no, that's a spirit that's actually moving something to kind of communicate versus a poltergeist, which is just random activity.
Right, and that's what we learned at the church. We learned about poltergeists. We learned about exorcisms. I've seen an exorcism. I was a kid. It's like, why are you doing this to me? This is traumatic. Like,
Leave me alone. Stop it.
yeah,
Right.
leave me alone. I won't
Right.
mess with the ghost.
So,
Then here I
Angelina,
am.
we're gonna ask you this question because we were going.
Now I've got to ask.
What?
Yeah.
Go
Okay.
go ahead.
What is
It's
the
glitching
most?
like crazy right now. I'm trying to catch up.
Okay.
Don't mind Randy. He is a glitch. It's okay.
I'm in glitch. I am in it.
So
I'm drinking my milk. Leave me alone.
that's your problem. It's not the root beer. What is the scariest thing that you've come up in an investigation maybe that you've done? I mean, we were talking about it with us, and where was it and what happened?
So I started investigating. I moved to Ohio to fish with Bass Pro, and my roommate says there's a school down the street that's haunted. I said, listen, bro, I'm Catholic. Don't talk to me about that stuff. That shit isn't real. There's no ghost, whatever. So he's like, let's go to the school. So we go over to the school. I trespass. I like to do that. I don't suggest anyone do that. Don't do it. And I caught something on camera. So the next day I went to the school and I told the owner, the caretaker, hey, you might want to look at what I got in my video because I don't know what the hell this is. And wow. And then I moved in a week later to this haunted school for 8 months, Post Town Elementary. So the most
You moved in for 8
I moved in for 8
months?
months. Yeah. Like just like I didn't even know what you people were called. I was like those paranormal, whatever they're called, and those psychic medium people. Like I'm like, but I'm gonna go give it a try, And something happened between me and my roommate, and they were nice enough to let me live there. And it was a rough 8 months. Okay. But the scariest thing I ever saw was there. It's not captured on camera. There was a team there, Ventures Paranormal, and they were in a break room, and I was coming up the hallway to go into the break room, and there was an old couple standing there. And I was like, hey, welcome to Post Town. Glad you're here. We're going to start the investigation in about 10 minutes. And they're like, okay, just kind of nodding at me. And I was fascinated by them because the guy had a Polaroid, the old black Polaroid instant cameras, and the lady had a VHS player that my parents had whenever we were going on vacation and stuff. And it blew my mind. So I specifically remember that. And I remember what they were wearing. The guy had a chino jacket on. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And the woman had a nice cardigan, white sweater, and her hair was pulled back. And the guy had the chino jacket with one of those old white, kind of like yellowish shirts and some gray pants. And I to this day, not 8 years later, I remember. But I told them, I said, we're going to be starting soon. And I walked behind them to go into the break room. And when we came out, I looked at Ventures Paranormal and I said, where's the older people at? Well, okay. I said, well, where's the old people at? They go, what old people? We're the only ones here. And I said, no, I just was walking up. I was on my phone, told my friend, hey, I'll get back with you. I introduced myself and told them we'll be starting soon. So the caretaker says, Angelina, there's no one here but you guys. And I'm like, no. So long story short, we went and flipped on every light in the building because I was worried about these older people because the basement at Post Town is kind of dangerous. It's not dangerous, but it's very tight and tiny. And I had to find these older people. And the caretaker says, I'm going to go look on the video cameras. You guys go search the building. And he says, Angelina, I went back till 12 o'clock in the afternoon and nobody came in this building to fit in your description. And to this day, I think about it every day. wonder, like, why did you do that to me? I still don't believe it, even though I saw it. We checked the CCTV cameras, and you see me just talking to myself, talking to somebody, but nobody's there. And
You're the only one that sees them.
I was the only, yeah, and it was so weird. And after that, I did a deep dive into Poasttown Elementary and found out that before the school was built, when they tore up the ground to put the new settlement for the school, or whatever you call it, they exhumed a family of 8 and moved them up to the cemetery up the street. So I've learned, that where you are buried, your soul stays. So I think that the 2 people that I saw, and I can't prove it, and people can believe me or not believe me, I don't even believe it. I think they were the parents, because back in those days, when you died, you were buried on your land, your whole entire family.
Yeah.
And the little voice of girls that people get there, it is definitely a haunted location. You do get some EVPs that are, you question, like, whoa, how did that, I do things in 3, so I make sure I repeat things to try to validate better. But that was my scariest moment, because it still scares me to this day. And after that, something just went in my head, and it's
wait, so what did they look like when you saw them at the time exactly?
So the guy, he was about 5'2", he's about my height, and he had a gray chino jacket. I don't know if you guys remember those. I'm old. I'm 53, and had the chino right here, and he
I'm
had
older
on
than
a
you.
shirt that was kind of like maybe cigarette stained looking, and some gray chino, some gray pants.
Mm-hmm.
And
good job being a member, Brandy.
Yeah, right. And the older lady had her hair pulled back in a ponytail, and it was silver. She had a white cardigan on with a really nice shirt underneath it, and I think her pants were gray. Like, I remember, like, the noses, everything.
They were like middle-aged?
They were definitely in their 70s, late 80s.
70s, late
And
80s.
for days, I was like,
oh, they were old.
Dad and Michelle, I really saw what I saw. I'm not lying.
So wait, so you said you spoke to them and they spoke back like as if you, because you thought they were just regular people there?
Yeah, they didn't say nothing back to me. They were just kind of like, and I found it weird. I'm like, how come they're not answering me?
Wait, what did you say to them?
It was like, welcome to Poasttown. We're going to start the public investigation in about 10 minutes. And they're just nodding their head. And, I was like, okay. And now, mind you, I'm only maybe 3 weeks into this. I'm very new into this. Not even, maybe a couple of months. And I'm just like, what the hell? What do you mean there's no old people here?
So there was nothing like ghostly looking about them when you saw them. They just looked like regular people.
It was like looking at you guys.
Yeah.
And still green, not understanding the paranormal, fighting with my religion and doing what I'm doing and battling that in my head, and then living there for so long, and my head's getting messed up. I had to leave the property sometimes to have peace. But yeah, they look just like you guys, like normal people. And I walked around them, literally walked around them to get into the door. And I'm just like, what do you mean they're not here? And we looked for a good 2 hours. And they just were not there. So I've caught other stuff, but in my 8 years,
you can say you saw them. Nobody else might not have seen them, but yeah.
No, but that's crazy to me that you had the CCTV.
You've only been doing it 8 years.
You actually talking to them.
Yeah.
And then you went back and watched it, and you saw that you were just talking to like nothing.
I had some weird stuff happen at Poasttown. I think there's a video out there that I did, and a door that you can't even pull opened, and I heard the story about it. And one day when I was living there, I was going out through the doors to put some wood in the boiler, and that door opened. And again, very new in this, not understand what's going on. I got scared for some reason. I went live on Facebook, and I'm telling people, I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking out. There's a door behind me. I could have walked out the door. I didn't even have no sense of the door being there. The caretaker had to run outside in his in the snow, in a pair of shorts and no shoes to come find me. A lot of things happened at that school, but I know what I saw with the people. But did I don't know. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't high. I wasn't none of that stuff. So I still question it to this day. But other than that, I've caught things, but I definitely can't say they're 100% paranormal. I'm a huge investigator. I debunk on the spot. I don't care if I'm there for an hour or two. My teammates might care, but I'm like, goodbye, go somewhere else. I'm fine. And I've been able to explain everything I've captured or had another reason to why it could happen, except for why I saw these old people the way I did.
I know. And if I saw them and I was talking to them, welcome, blah, 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 and they didn't say nothing, I'd be like, rude.
That's what I thought. I was like, God, people in Ohio are really rude.
Did they smile and nod, or did they just nod like stoically?
They were like kind of in sync, and the lady smiled and showed her teeth, and I was just like fascinated by I was like, wow, these people are like Ed and Lorraine age, and they got their old camera, like the Polaroid, they got the old VCR. There ain't no fucking around with that. You can't do that shit. And I was fascinated, and I didn't even think about them not speaking to me until a couple days later, when I was done saying, I really saw it. I swear to God. And everyone's like, we believe you. We believe you. Yeah. Still to this day, I wonder, like,
it's
why?
just crazy to me that you caught yourself on CCTV at having that experience. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And a caretaker asked me, do you want me to put this video out? Can I put this video out? And I was like, no. I mean, I thought it was crazy. I'm new into this. I don't know what's going on. Did I really see that? Did somebody put something in my head? Like, what's going on here? Like,
what about the angle of the video? Did it show the spot of where they were standing? Like, it clearly shows you speaking.
Yeah. You can see me coming up the stairs, and then the next camera catches on where there's a little like glass case where you can put things in and people can see it. And they were on this side of the glass case, and I was on this side, and you can see the whole, even the break room door and everything. Yeah, it was crazy.
So you clearly saw something. You have evidence of that.
Yeah,
but I still question it. I still
because you have nothing to back it up, quote unquote.
Nobody put anything in my head. Nobody mentioned an old couple haunting that place. Nobody. It's still to this day.
Well,
I won't let myself believe it. But
you could rule out bad faith because you actually have a proof of you. Like, it didn't look like you were acting. It just looked like you were speaking to that corner or to that spot. So it was clearly that.
You can hear on the CCTV. Hold on, there's some people here. I'm going to get off the phone now because I didn't want to be rude. So I stopped talking to my friend, turned the corner, and
so you at least have proof that it definitely happened. So I guess the only thing to question,
or at least you perceived it to happen. I mean,
that she saw.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if the person she was talking to on the phone validates, hey, she was talking to me. She said that people were coming in. She had to go. Then you're seeing the video of her talking to absolutely nobody.
The caretaker says, I see you, but I don't see no one else. I see you talking to people, but I don't see the people, Angelina. There's nobody there. Yeah. And I'm like, is this place affecting my brain? Is it making me crazy? Am I seeing things? Again, I'm new. I don't know what the hell's going on. This is stuff we don't talk about in my religion. And more years go by, I'm like, why? Now
there's another possibility to debunk there though, because my first thought was one way that could have been not paranormal is if they were actual people. Like if the old couple were actual people and then they just left before everyone else arrived. That's possible, right? But the CCTV footage rules that out.
Right. And the team that was there for 3 straight days.
Yeah.
And they were like, Angelina, you're the only one tonight. They had me along as kind of like a trigger person because I was at the school every day. I walked every inch of the school every single day. And I mean, they're like, we didn't see anybody. Nobody came. I'm like,
you're like, am I crazy? I can't be crazy. I can't be crazy.
Well,
there was somebody standing there when I was talking.
Yeah, I thought I was because when I first moved in, before we got my little apartment ready, which was under the most haunted room in the building, I stayed in the main area where people are investigating.
Mhm.
And I would have nightmares of murder. And I've never had nightmares like that before.
Right.
Mhm.
And it was just weird. And then sometimes I was so petrified to leave the room. This is an exclusive right here. I would piss in a cup and go empty it in the daylight.
Wow.
Like that.
You
that
didn't want to
like,
leave that.
it messed with my head. The dreams I had. So I was like, is everything that's going on, is something trying to get in my head? Is the devil real? Like what's going on?
Yeah.
Like it took its toll on me. I stopped investigating for a year after that. It took a toll. And
Yeah.
that still takes a little bit of toll on me. Where are these people? Why did they show themselves to me? Did it really happen?
Right.
You know,
See,
I don't
think
I
I
don't
think there's I think you can rule out the whole like hallucination thing, because it sounds like to me that you didn't even realize there was anything even weird about it until way after the fact. Because at that moment, they were just regular people, right?
and I was
If
nervous
it was
that they were
something
alive.
like where you saw them and then you had a reaction right then and there, okay, I could possibly play with the idea of it being a hallucination, right? Or
Yeah.
some kind of like visual delusion or distortion or whatever. But the fact that you at that moment, and we have the moment captured on camera, you thought you were just talking to random people. In your mind afterwards, when you left, they were still random people. And it wasn't until what, hours or days later that you realized then and there that was something weird?
Yeah.
See, that's not how a hallucination would work. If
It
you
was like it took me a few
Yeah.
days because I was like, I know what I saw. These people were here. How did a team of, I think there were 6 of them, miss these people? How did they miss them? There's nowhere to go when you enter school but the break room, where
Yeah.
So yeah, I even told myself, you didn't smoke any weed or nothing because you're too afraid to do that here because it's haunted.
And even if you
I'm
did
like, no.
see, even if you did do that and then you were having a hallucination, it would have been something wild and crazy that you would have reacted to right then and there. It would have just been, it wouldn't have been like just a random vanilla looking couple, right? That you just, okay, hey, what's up? Hi, bye. That's it, right? That's not how hallucinations work,
Yeah.
right? Because they're there to induce some kind of emotional reaction. They're not just like nobody ever hallucinates like a random cup of Starbucks coffee on the corner of the table.
That's right.
Right.
That's
you
right.
You don't like take peyote and then all of a sudden you turn over and you just see an empty coffee mug. That's not the kind of hallucination you would have, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
It's too mundane. It's too ordinary.
That's true. Yeah.
So
Well, you guys, I hate to cut this off, but isn't Paranormal Paul's show being
Paranormal Paul? Yep.
Oh, that's right. He's starting up again. He's moved his stuff to
he's coming
Wednesday night.
on right now. But
Is he doing one tonight? Because he did one last night.
Yeah, no, he moved to
his Saturday
8:30.
to Wednesday at 8:30.
Oh, the Saturday.
But it's oh, go ahead.
Hey,
I was going to say, let me get this stuff out real quick so we can get off of here. Just to let you know that Tex and I will be at the Jefferson Bigfoot Conference that is being held next weekend in Jefferson, Texas. So if you're in and around the area, we will be there. Come by and say hi. Just like every other time, come by and say hi to us. You never know what trouble we're getting into.
Thanks, Allison.
Also, stay tuned tomorrow night because the new 4 Blondes 1 Mystery podcast starts up. That will be at 6 o'clock, I believe, 6 p.m. Central. So tune in for that. And of course, right here on the Blondes and Boos channel, we'll be right back here at 8 p.m. Central. And I have no idea what we're talking about either. So we're all good with that. We're all good. It's whatever happens.
Yeah. And Angelina, we're going to have to get you back because I feel like we were just getting started.
Yeah,
we could.
You know what?
I said Friday, my fault.
Yeah, but that's okay. You know what we need to
I'm
do
not
is
taking the
we need to
blame.
wait. We need to wait till after the spooky season's over. Let her get a few more scary things under her belt. Let us get a few more scary things under our belt, and we'll come back here and reconvene.
And plus, by then we'll 100% like confirm or refute whether or not Zach Baggins actually bought the house.
I'm not investigating right now because with what the heart monitor I have on, I set everything off. So I won't be investigating for the rest of the year. And I don't know when I'll be back to investigating because I'm going to have surgery and then I'm going to have this on again for a good half a year. So,
Well, that's okay.
You know,
That's okay.
but
You don't
I'm
have
willing
to
to research for
investigate to get
anybody who
haunted.
can do it. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Let's see what happens.
You can come live vicariously through us. How's that?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, because
If
we
you
go
need
everywhere.
research done, let me know. I'll do some research before you go somewhere.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
That'll be
There you
awesome.
go.
That will be perfect. But yeah, we'll get back to you again. We'll have you back on. We'll just wait till after October's finished and we'll figure out what we're doing because you never know where we're going to end up.
Mhm.
Donnie Cho is going to be out cryptid hunting.
No.
Dogging hunting, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you some stuff about the Mothman. I spent 6 weeks investigating that.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
we
no.
got
We'll
to.
we'll
That's
we'll
a-
talk
that's a
about
show.
Mothman later on. All
Yeah,
right.
that's a show.
Yeah, don't
That's a
even
show.
get us started on
Don't
the
get me
Mothman.
started on that one.
All right. Well, let's get out of here so Paul can come on. And thank you,
Alrighty.
Angelina, for coming and visiting us. Like I said, we're gonna after the 31st, we'll get everything scheduled back up so you can come on and we'll get you on for a full show. And we'll see everybody tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Oh, sorry. 6 p.m. Central, 4 Blondes, 1 Mystery podcast.
Yep.
And then at 8 o'clock for Blondes and Booze. We'll see you then, everybody.
Too many
Night.
blondes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.